Okay, so when I was in the army, I knew this girl named Clark, right? And like some of my other stories, she was one of the biggest shitbags I ever met in my life. Uh, my unit was an artillery unit, so it was mostly male. And there were no females in my battery, Alpha, or Bravo battery. Those are the two artillery batteries. But the other two, Golf and HHB, like the mechanics, people like that, they had some females. And she was in one of those. And this girl was just, I can't even begin to describe just how much she was on the bottom of the barrel in life, right? Like she was like short and ugly and wore like glasses and these like evil, creepy, like beady eyes, like from a horror movie. And she had like a horrible personality. I don't think anyone liked her in her entire life. Like Cantrell, I talked about. I don't think Clark's own mother would go to her funeral. And like always, she joined the army for no reason, then got there and said fuck it, and ended up getting kicked out. And it's funny I say Cantrell, because her and Cantrell apparently ended up getting married. I guess that was a match made in heaven or hell, whichever way you want to put it. And Clark also, on top of being like a meth head, apparently she used to cook meth before she joined the army, or maybe she was when she was in the army. You never know with her. She was a massive, massive slut. Like this girl basically slept with every guy at Fort Drum that would actually look at her. I don't know how many guys would, but she fucked a lot of guys. And yeah. And if you did fuck Clark or did anything with Clark, you tried very hard to make sure your battle buddies would never find out because you would never hear the end of it. And somehow, when I first got to the unit, me and her are both on Rear D while the guys are coming back from Iraq. And I end up talking to this girl, and I ain't gotten any pussy in like a few months or whatever. And I guess I had some beer goggles on. And I end up fucking hooking up with her somehow. Uh, I didn't fuck her because by the time it came time to fuck her, I couldn't get my dick up anymore because it was Clark. Maybe I couldn't bring myself to do it, but did end up eating the girl out. And amazingly, I expected her pussy to stink, but it was actually really clean. This girl took like 3 showers a day. She actually had good hygiene. Surprise. And I eat her out. And somehow, and it was definitely pure coincidence, I end up with this fucking mark on like my lip, a couple of days later. Like, oh fuck. I just ate out like the dirtiest girl in the army, biggest slut, and now I got this mark. I really hope it's not something. Thank God it later turned out to be nothing. Again, coincidence. But I'm in my room in the barracks and I'm on the phone with Ashley, who's my best friend, as you know now, and I talk to her almost every single day, sometimes for hours, and I told her everything about my sex life, about everything else. And I'm telling her about this whole thing with Clark and about the mark. And I forgot for a second that the walls in the barracks are really, really thin. You could hear someone fart or drop a pin in the next room. And I didn't realize it until the next day when I hear, "Hey, Levy, I heard you hooked up with Clark. How was that?" Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Like I said, you don't want anyone to know about this. Now, the whole unit knows. And I proceeded to never live this down for almost the next 4 years. Like, I just got to the army, and it's followed me the whole time. And like that night, right after everybody finds out, I'm in my room, and people had started to say like, "Oh, Levy's got a Clark mark," referring to the thing on my lip. "Hey man, did you hear about Levy's Clark mark? He ate her out and he has a mark now. He's got a Clark mark, bro." Oh no. And I'm in my room, and like six guys run into my room, surround me, all start giving me like noogies on my head, going, Clark Mark, ah, noogie, Clark Mark. Like, oh, God, help me. Fuck my life. And yeah, like I said, I just kept hearing the Clark jokes. They never really stopped coming. And then it got to the point where, a few years later, I'm getting out of the army. And you got guys that weren't even in the fucking army when this happened that are making like Clark jokes. Like, yeah, Levy, fuck Clark. Like, dude, you were in like fucking middle school when this happened. Shut the fuck up. Like, you want to rag on me when you were in the unit when this happened? Whatever. But goddamn, you didn't even enlist yet. You weren't even here. Just shut your mouth. And like this girl was just an all-out psycho, right? I walk up to her one night and I go, "Hey, what are you doing, Clark?" She goes, "Oh, I'm on the way to slash my ex-husband's tires. You want to come and watch?" Like, seriously, I can't make these people up. And I get then off she went to slash his fucking tires. This is what she liked to do on a Saturday night. And, of course, like I said, she ended up getting kicked out. And she was such a shitbag that she couldn't just get kicked out and be done with it. No, she purposely went AWOL for like 2 or 3 weeks, the day before she was supposed to leave the army, just to fuck with her chain of command and get them to do more paperwork and have another headache. Yeah, and one more thing. Before I finish, she had about the dirtiest, most disgusting car you will ever see. Like, her car was new. It was like a new Chevy Malibu or something. That was fine. No, it was the way she kept it. Like, she had literally piles of rotting food and garbage in her back seat. As soon as you got in her car, you wanted to vomit. It was that bad. Might as well have been a corpse in the back seat. And I had to open the windows. And she was so crazy, if I touched anything in her car, she would flip. If I touched the radio, if I opened the window too much, if I did anything, she'd be like, don't touch that! What did I do? I just touched the center console. I don't care! Don't fucking touch anything in my car! Okay. And I'm like, yo, your car's disgusting. You gotta clean it. Don't tell me how to keep my fucking car! Okay? Like, I'll clean it for you and I'll do it for free. I swear to God, just let me clean it. No! Like, okay, then. Yeah. She was just a unhinged fucking psycho. And that I never heard the end of. Like I said. But, yeah. That is the story of Clark. The great Clark. What a girl. What a fucking girl.